Hello there, you guys. How is everybody doing? Move out the way. Move. Yeah, I'm just waiting for. What's up, Diane? So, y'all, what I'm doing now is I'm gonna be getting up cause I wanted to grill, but I ain't feel like the mosquitoes. I ain't feel like going out there and the mosquitoes coming back in with me. So I put my salmon, the other half of my salmon in the oven. I really wanted to grill, but smoke, but I put it in the oven. It ain't gonna take but a minute. And I got my noodles on. I am doing salmon Alfredo. Once the salmon is done, I'm gonna cut it up and put it in my Alfredo. Let's see. I see Diane Voss, Actual Treasure, Teresa. Y'all, how y'all doing? Yeah, I've been cutting up. Listen, I've been using my AI generator. I just wants to sit up and make AI videos all day. But I was like, I need to go ahead and get on here. Have y'all seen my video? I'm gonna play the video while y'all come in. I want y'all look at I want y'all to see the video. Yeah, I wants to sit up and look at AI videos, make AI videos. Shoot. And y'all, this my auntie called me this morning. She was emotional. My dad's sister called me. She was emotional. She was emotional. She was like, today is the day your grandmother passed. Today is the anniversary of my dad's mother's death. And then she was like, and then you sent. I see the video of that you did, and my brother pops up, and she was just crying. Hold on one second. I'm gonna make another video of my dad. I'm trying to get it to look just like my dad.
Some women walk in the room.
I'm still trying to perfect it. Y'all, we're gonna listen to this for it.
She walks
everybody
in like
start
God
coming
whispered
in.
her name.
And we're gonna open up the lines, and whatever y'all want to talk about, y'all call in.
Like
whatever y'all
said.
want to talk about, put it in the chat.
Come on, baby. Let them feel what favor sounds like. She ain't regular. She's pressure. She don't move like she trying to be noticed. She move like she already been anointed, like she's carrying a calling that don't need confirmation. She's the kind of woman storms take notes on, the kind of woman mirror straightened up for, the kind of woman who learned early that softness is a weapon and silence is a strategy and peace is a boundary. You don't negotiate. She ain't regular, she's pressure. That grown woman, healed woman, my spirit ain't on clearance. Pressure. She ain't regular, she's pressure. She ain't regular, she's pressure. Soft like Sunday, strong like scripture. If you ain't ready for a woman with weight, don't step to a soul built different. She ain't regular, she's pressure. Baby, she's pressure. The making of a magic. See, she was shaped in the dark before she ever shined in the light. She was sculpted by heartbreak, polished by prayer, and crowned by the kind of grace you can't buy, borrow, or imitate. pressure because she survived what was meant to bury her. She's pressure because she healed what tried to break her. She's pressure because she learned to love herself in a world that profits from her forgetting how. And now she walks like she knows something, like she carries the blueprint for a life she refused to surrender. Like she's the answer to a question somebody's been praying. She don't chase, she chooses. She don't beg, she becomes. She don't break, she bends the world back into alignment. She's the kind of woman you don't approach unless your soul is steady, unless your intentions are clean, unless your spirit can breathe in the altitude she lives in. She's pressure because she's rare, pressure because she's real, pressure because she's rooted. And baby, pressure don't apologize for being priceless. The weight of her yes, the power of her no. Her yes is a blessing, her no is a boundary, her presence is a privilege, her absence is a lesson. She's the kind of woman who can love you back to life, or leave you to meet your own reflection. Either way, you gon' grow. She's pressure because she don't shrink to be chosen. She's pressure because she don't dim to be accepted. She's pressure because she knows her worth and she walks in it like it's stitched into her skin. She ain't regular. She's pressure. Soft like Sunday, strong like script. If you ain't ready for a woman with weight, don't step to a soul built different. She ain't regular.
I like that song. I like that song, but that's my first AI video that I did. I've been messing with it. I want to do something like to record for my dad. The next one, that's what I'm gonna be working on. Something in remembrance of my dad. But I like that song. Okay, she ain't regular. She pressure. Okay, don't step to a woman you ain't ready for. Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, men like women will wait, but they just, a lot of them, they don't know how to carry it. Okay, they want the woman to carry them too. So if you wanted them, don't step to a woman like me. Okay. Anyways, you guys, because contrary to popular belief, I ain't never had to take care of no man. I've always had men to take care of a sister. I've always had guys that didn't have that mindset. You know, they weren't sissies. Okay, I don't deal with sissies. Anyways, you guys, I got emotional a little bit myself when my dad popped up again. Shout out to my dad and rest in peace to my dad. Anyway, y'all, so what's going on tonight? I see Charleston White is in jail. Okay, Charleston White is in jail, and he posted on his channel that he get ready to tell on everybody. Okay, he done got put in jail for not having a driver's license, driving without a license. And he said he get ready to tell on everybody. Hold on, let me see what he posted on his page. He said he gonna get right back out though, but let's see. Okay, so marijuana, driving a motor vehicle without a driver's license, carrying a weapon. What say he posted on his page that he get ready to tell on everybody? Hold on, y'all. Oh Lord have mercy. I know I saw that. Let me look at Charleston White Facebook. I saw that. Or maybe somebody was trolling. I know I saw you say he get ready to tell on everybody. Hold on. he says, I'm about to give the police some names. I'll be free in a couple hours. Look like he out, y'all. He posted an hour ago and said, Father, God, I ask you to punish the day one fathers. Okay, so it looked like he out, or somebody, his people posting on the page, but he said he was going to give some names so he could get out of jail. It looked like he out. Diane said all that shit talking and he ain't got no drive. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Lord Jesus. I tell you. Hold on, where my phone at? I think I might open the lines up for y'all to start calling in. Justice for Dolph had posted something tonight. Maybe I should wait because I don't really know everything. Is Justice for Dolph up in here? Maybe he'll tell us. He might be doing a video on it. Y'all, it looked like Justice for Dolph done called the straight drop in jail, okay? Or somebody that's manning his page or something. I don't know what happened. So I guess we're gonna have to let Justice for Dolph. Oh, there you go. Justice for Dolph, what happened? Or you gonna wait and put out a video? If you gonna wait to put out a video, I done got tickled. He said I will be here 5 minutes. He called me. If he called, answer him if he done called. Let's see. Hold on, you all. Y'all folks just be calling this phone and I don't be hearing these phones. Yeah, hold on for a minute. Let me see what the phone number is so I can put it up. And I'll let y'all start calling in. Shit. I don't know how to work the darn phone. Okay, 5017. Okay, I got it. Hold on, y'all. He says, basically, I slid in his DM under my burner and asked, where is Howard? He said, only God knows. Then I gave him an ultimatum and he tried to call me a few times and asked if I wasn't police. As soon as I told him I'm Justice for Dolph, that boy deleted all the messages, blocked me, and ran. Y'all, hold on 1 second. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, I messed around and got some of that Mrs. Dash. I don't like Mrs. Dash because it's not good. It ain't got no flavor, but I messed around and got that extra spicy, and it's real good. It's real spicy. Uh, I let my noodles boil too long. I'm trying to decide on if I want them. I don't like a real soft noodles. I'm gonna have to pray about it. He says, anyways, y'all, I'm getting ready to put the number up. Anybody want to call in? You can call in. Let's see. Okay, so I guess I got a new phone number. Oh no, here it is. Okay. So y'all, this is the number. If anybody want to call in, you can call in. It is the topic is whatever y'all want to talk about. Okay, it's whatever y'all want to talk about. I wonder why Charleston White has not gone and gotten him a driver's license. I wonder why he hasn't gone and gotten a driver's license. I mean, because if his licenses are suspended, all he got to do is pay the fees, right? But they say straight drop is tied to Howard Barnett's case. I believe that. And I don't think it's just him though. It's quite a few of them. A lot of people tend to have believed that he was in jail when Howard went missing. I don't think he was in jail. I think he was having some issues where he was in jail and then he was out. I think when Howard went missing, he was out. Howard went missing July the 18th of 2017, right? Let's see. Let's pull it up. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Hold on, just give me a moment. Maybe I didn't look at it right, but I thought I saw where he was out. Um so yeah, let's see. Let's see. So it would have been around this time right here, 2017. Let's see. 2017. He was indicted. It was held to state. Be quiet. So that was around the time they said he shot at the people, sis, right? So that was in okay, so that was in February of 2017. Don't start no mess. Don't start nothing, it won't be none. Okay, so here's the affidavit on that. It says on January 31st, officers responded to a shooting at 1576 South White Station, which is the Billy Hartwick's bowling alley. Officers on scene came in contact with Miosha Cook, Justin Crookman, and Chad Justice, who advised that they all had been shot by a male black with an assault rifle. Look, Remy, get over here. It says the male gunman had been involved in a large fight when the male went out to his vehicle and retrieved an assault rifle from a vehicle that was in the parking lot. The male gunman then returned to the front door of the bowling alley and opened fire into the business, striking the victims. The male gunman then left the scene with a female black in a silver sedan. Miss Cook suffered from a gunshot wound on her right thigh. Mr. Crookman suffered from a gunshot wound in his right forearm, and Mr. Justice was grazed on his right shoulder. Officers also spoke with victim, I don't like to say people's name, who advised after the shooting occurred. He observed that his gray 2014 F4 150 had been shot in the parking lot. During the course of the investigation, investigators received an anonymous tip naming Justin Johnson as the shooter. Johnson fit the description of the suspect described by victims and witnesses. Investigators also viewed the video footage of the incident and could see Justin Johnson match the physical appearance and build of the gunman. Investigators also learned that Rakayla Hunter was Justin Johnson's girlfriend and assisted Justin Johnson in leaving the scene after the shooting occurred. Rakayla Hunter was located at 3810 Kazaza and brought to the MMS General Investigations Office, and Hunter admitted leaving the scene with Johnson after the shooting. Hunter also advised that she witnessed Johnson's shooting into the bowling alley. Hunter positively identified Johnson. Okay. So that was, I don't want to show too much. I don't be wanting to put people's addresses out. I think it's got their addresses on it, their old addresses. That was in 2017. I don't be wanting to put their stuff out like that. Let's see. Let me go back to that. So that happened January. That happened in January of 2017. That happened in January of 2017. So she was with Straight Drop. She was dating Straight Drop January of 2017. Okay. Howard went missing in, she was dating Straight Drop in January of 2017. Howard went missing. When did Howard go missing, y'all? Did Howard go missing in 16 or 17? Y'all help me out. Maybe I'm wrong. Because she was with Howard, she said, for a year. So maybe Howard went missing in 2016. When did Howard Barnett go missing? Maybe I'm saying it wrong. He went missing in 16? Maybe Howard went missing in 2016. No, it says Howard went missing in July of 2017. So she was with Straight Drop. So she was still with Straight Drop? Because this happened. Wait a minute. Maybe I'm reading. Let me go back and read that affidavit. Maybe did I read that straight? That happened. Straight Drop shot up the bowling alley in 16 or 17. because I don't want to get this stuff wrong now. On the 31st, it happened January 31st of 2017. Lord have mercy. So the shooting happened January 31st of 2017, and she was with Straight Drop then, but she said she had been with Howard for a year. Lord Jesus, I tell you. No wonder the FBI on the case, I tell you. Um my breath just got taken away. I don't know why. I don't know. Um let's see. Y'all, what I'm trying to, I can't even remember why I pulled this. Y'all, why did I pull it up? I done lost my train of thought. My brain and went totally somewhere else. Howard was locked up in January of 2017 because when he went missing in July of 2017, I remember the news media says that him and Rikayla would have been celebrating their year anniversary of being together. Oh, I was trying. Oh, yeah, I was trying to see if Justin was out when Howard was killed. That's why I pulled it up. I didn't got sidetracked. Um, hold on, let me see. Um, okay, so it was held to state, and then he got into an unlawful possession in April of 2017. I'm trying to see. Okay, so it seemed like to me maybe he was out, but let's keep going. Okay, so then they dropped the charges down to aggravated assault. He pleaded guilty. Let me pull this back up. We're gonna do this together. I tell you, Lord. Okay, so he did go to jail on May the 2nd, 2017. He was given 5 years. Hold on, y'all. I have to see what some of this stuff means. So it looks like in September he was out on probation because on June the 13th it says custody release from case. Hold on. So it says custody release from case means being released from custody in a legal case means a person is let out of jail or police detention while their case is still active. Okay. So I'm thinking he was out because in September the judge asked the probation officer to do a background check on him. Okay, so True Results called Shelby County Detention Center and they said that he was locked up during that time. Hmm. Hmm. Because on here it was saying so in October they filed a petition to suspend remainder of the sentence. It said on June 13th the custody was released from the case. On September, the judge ordered a pre-sentence report that was from the probation officer. So he had to have been out. It says a pre-sentence report is a formal instruction from a judge directing a probation officer to investigate a defendant's background, criminal history, or offense details to help the court determine a fair sentence. So he had not been sentenced. I'm trying to, I don't know, it's weird. Because on one hand, it's saying he got 5 years. Jail arraignment, it was disposed. Hold on, y'all. And it says on November the 3rd order, he got state probation. And by May of 2018, he had a warrant out for his arrest. He had another warrant out for his arrest. Okay. Oh no. Okay, so y'all called and they said that he was in jail. Hey, Miss Sharon. That's weird. I tell you. Anyways, it is weird. Um, but when she was at the bowling alleys with, so you're saying in January of 2017, Howard was in jail? Yeah, he was. But they said this was on November 28th that this happened. Howard, this that couldn't have been Howard. So they're saying an incident happened with Howard in November of 2017. Howard had already been missing, so somebody was using his information. Yeah, but this don't make sense. It says that these charges were November 28, 2017. Howard went missing July 18th, 2017. So this ain't making sense. Oh, I see now. So yeah, so it happened in January of 2017. Okay, so okay, so it happened in January 2017. They put out a warrant for his arrest, and then they recalled the warrant, which means he had it taken care of. They recalled the warrant, and I know that for a fact. At the bonding company, like if you miss your court date and you call in and go, oh my God, I missed my court date or whatever, before they send the bounty hunters out, we can call over to Fugitive. You have to pay $200, but we call over to Fugitive and act and have them to recall the warrant to give them the opportunity to get another court date and go to court. So his warrant was actually recalled in June. So I don't know why that. Oh, don't get me started. Hold on 1 second, okay? I'm getting ready to show it to you all. Ooh, that salmon's so good. Um, so yeah, that was around the time that stuff happened with Straight Drop. His windows were tinted to dark. He didn't have on a seatbelt. So they issued a warrant on 1/24/17, and the bench warrant was recalled on June the 20th. Remy, hush. Yeah, somebody was using his information in November. So that's what that investigator was talking about. I mean, the FBI got the case now, so hopefully. Yeah, we're talking about Howard, Miss Brenda. So now listen to this. I ain't even seasoned that salmon like I wanted to, because I always put in my Alfredo sauce, but just the season I put in it, it's good. Either that I'm hungry. I'm trying not to eat the whole salmon because I want to make some Alfredo sauce and cut the salmon up and put it in there and take some to work. Okay, so let's do this. Remy, I'm not playing. I don't like that barking for nothing. And that's what it is. I'm turning the stove and stuff. Okay. I don't like all that.
As each passing day fades away, so does a little piece of the hope Howard Barnett's family and friends are desperately clinging on to.
He wouldn't just leave his girls and just, this is not like him. This is so out of the norm for him.
Those little girls, just 6 and 7, still don't know their dad hasn't been seen or heard from since Tuesday night. That's when he called his girlfriend around 10 to let her know he was stopping by his cousin's place. But he never made it home, and calls to his cell phone went unanswered.
He didn't answer, but his phone was ringing. He just never answered.
Hunter and Barnett are supposed to celebrate their 1-year anniversary next month.
I just miss him.
Dozens of family and friends are spending their Saturday.
Okay. So that's established. Okay. She was with Howard Barnett at the same time she was with Straight Drop. Because if she was with Straight Drop at the bowling alley, that was in January of 2017. And then she was supposed to celebrate 1-year anniversary with Howard in August of 2017. Okay. Miss Brenda, there is new information. The FBI is investigating the case now for whatever reasons. I don't know why the FBI is now investigating the case, but I would assume that it's a good reason as it relates to solving the case. What did they attempt to use Howard's information for? Let's see. Reckless driving, 2 counts of reckless driving and 2 counts of evading arrest. That's weird. Howard went missing in July of 2018, and then they're trying to say that he was evading arrest in November of 2017. So that's impossible. Somebody either was driving one of his vehicles and they ran his tag, or somebody used his name or something. I tell you. I have a lot of faith in the FBI. That's the only thing that makes me feel good about it, is that they're now working the case. That's the only thing that makes me feel good, knowing the FBI is now working the case. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. That is interesting. I wonder did somebody have his ID? I wonder were the officers forced to wear their video cam back then. If that's what happened, they can pull it. I can pull a video. Mm-mm-mm. Somebody's talking for the FBI to be involved. I don't mean no harm, but I hope Straight Drop don't be the first one to talk. I would hope that he wouldn't be the first one to talk, trying to get a deal. But it could be anybody. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. You just never know. It could be anybody. Um, in order for the FBI to be involved, either after whatever happened, somebody has told that they traveled over across the state lines, or it is it's a organization that was involved in doing whatever happened to him. Those would be the only two reasons that the FBI is involved. So, was it a gang? You know, was it tied to some type of criminal organization? These people that did this, you know, who knows? But that would be the only reason that the FBI is involved, or somebody has given a tip that after whatever happened, they traveled across state lines. So those are the only two reasons. Whatever going on, they know, you know, and I just hope that everybody gets prosecuted to the fullest. Men or women, men or women, because if you are a woman, there's no way in the world that you could say that you was afraid of a person. They're going to look at your interactions with that person. After this happened, you just, you know, I can't imagine people, you know, been knowing all this time what happened to the boy, and they want to use fear, but they've been living their lives. That's not gonna work. It's not going to work. They wrong. So yeah, that's interesting within itself, you know. I do fear for her life, but got pregnant right away, smiling on her pictures. I tell you, I don't think she's the only lady that's involved. I don't think that law enforcement thinks that she's the only lady that was involved with this. So I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know anything other than I can speculate on why the FBI has the case. I think is a step in the right direction though. But they was wrong because I'm not gonna say that because Howard's family may be on here. I don't want to say that, and it was just something that I heard, so I don't want to say that. Nothing bad about Howard. Well, not nothing bad about his character or anything, but I think somebody is talking. Yeah, I think yeah. Mm-hmm. He says fear. Yep. Um, and I think this was just going to happen anyways. Howard has been missing. He said the feds could be involved because taxes are involved. Um, well, Howard owned a tax business. I don't know though. I don't know if that would be the reason. I mean, anything is possible. Anything is possible. But if I had to guess, I would say that whoever has given the tip has some inside knowledge and knows that either a body was taken over state lines or it was a gang that did this. Okay. So I guess it'll be one of those two reasons. And I guess we'll find out. All of us. Um, or it could have been somebody mad about their taxes. I don't know. Yeah, Miss Brenda, that's true. I wonder who was using his name in November. Somebody used his name, or either somebody was in his car because they said evade and arrest. Hmm. I just hope they get everybody that was involved, whoever that is, whoever it was. And sometimes you be surprised, you know. Maybe it didn't have nothing to do with straight drop. Mm. Straight drop is a sociopath. I can't believe that it wouldn't, but I guess there's a 1% chance that it didn't. Cause it's looking like to me straight drop was out. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have somebody run it. Mm. Yeah, he did taxes. He owned a tax business, but I mean, I don't believe nobody would have taken him out about their taxes. I mean, remember his brother? Hold on. What y'all think happened? I'm gonna let the audience, y'all in the chat, what do you all think happened? Y'all think somebody was mad about their taxes, or I doubt it. I don't know though. Um, what do you all think? Um, yeah, next year will be 10 years. It's time for his family to know what happened to him. So that's why I'm glad the FBI is involved. But I mean, depending on the manner of his death, and if what they're saying happened to him, if they did what they said that I heard, they claim they did to him, but all the you have to, yeah, it could, I guess it could be anybody, and the police get tips in all day every day, and something has transpired, but I wonder. I don't know. I was going to say when. Um, I don't know. I was going to say whoever participated in this ought to get the death penalty. That's what I think. If it happened the way whoever these, I think that it should be the death penalty, because you get to thinking about it, probably will be. Um, and I hope for everybody, because it wasn't. I don't think it was just one person. There is never a perfect crime. It's never a perfect crime. Remember, Straight Drop was into it with the new baby daddy, wasn't it? While he was in jail. Didn't he tell the new baby daddy that he could send somebody to touch him while he was in jail? So, I mean, had Straight Drop and Howard been into it about the young lady? And remember, they said that the video that he did message to ops, allegedly that was I think that Justice for Dolph, was that you, Justice for Dolph? Was that in your video that allegedly, it's just rumor, the message to op video was allegedly, um, supposedly what how they did Howard. So I don't know. I don't know. But either way it goes, it's really sad. And you know, regardless to who did what, whoever it was, you know, the man's family deserved to know, and his children deserve to know. And let's see, his girls would be almost like grown now. Let's see. Yeah. It'll be 10 years. If they were 6 and 7, yeah, about 16, 17. They remember their father. They still remember their father. They deserve to know what happened. Um, his mother deserves to know what happened. His brother, all the people that really love him, deserves to know what happened to him. Remember his brother, when he did the interview, his brother says that somebody called him. That was weird because, you know, how would they get his brother's number? Um, unless somebody gave them his number. You see what I'm talking about? Um, somebody that knew his brother gave them the brother's number. Because remember, his brother says that somebody had called him and was like, if you're trying to find your brother, it's going to be hard. You're going to have a hard time finding him. He says, remember, he said on the show, he said that the person was like, you're going to have a hard time. Somebody jumped out on your brother, and his brother was holding his own, and then another dude jumped out on him. And that's when they got the best of him. I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess, you know, like I said, I'm happy that the FBI is now involved. And um, I know we be thinking one thing, but like I've seen stranger things happen, you know. Um, I mean, it do look like that Straight Drop and them were involved. It do. And they probably were. But I guess it's one of those things we'll have to we'll see. But I do know that it's time though. It's time for that. It's time for some justice to be brought to the young man. Do I believe that he's still alive? No, I don't believe that he's still alive. It's so hurtful and unfortunate to say that because I think Howard's family, some of them be looking at these videos, and I'm sure they know that he wouldn't just go away, you know, um, and not contact his mom and his dad and his brother and his children. So I just hope that there is a resolve, and I do believe that there will be a resolve. So I just believe that's, I mean, somebody is obviously talking, and evidently whatever it is that they're talking about got to have some type of credibility to it. So probably somebody that's locked up. Well, even before, I even talked about the Howard Barnes case, I started seeing like I think Onan found it, and then Sko did a video on it. Then you and True Results did videos and stuff on it, and your video was really, as far as I can remember, was real thorough. Because I think Sko interviewed Howard's family. I think he actually interviewed his family, and like when I interviewed his mom, it was just so heartbreaking to me because I know she's trying to do the best she can, not knowing where a child is, and trying to, having to move on, and still in the back of her mind, you know, as long as they, at this point, we don't know if they have anything. They might do. If somebody would tell what happened, to him, then if they know that much about the manner of his death, then they probably has told some more stuff. And I guess, or what was the end result after the manner of his death. And so we won't know until they probably get enough to go and arrest somebody. But we're still going to just keep Howard's family lifted up in prayer. But I can't understand as women how yeah, one thing about the FBI, they'll be having stuff, and they've been located stuff, and we won't know about it until they get their indictments. And then they'll talk about where they located, whatever they located, and all of that. There is not a perfect crime. There is not a perfect crime. So they set his van on fire. His van was found on fire, I think, some of these criminal organizations got a history of trying to set stuff on fire after they finish. You know, yeah. Straight drop got his girl after, he got his girl and got her pregnant, right? If that's the case. Shortly after Howard, went missing. So, mm. But like I said, we're going to continuously pray for Howard's family. He said if the FBI uses my video on it, you have a good video. I think your video was very detailed. Um, I don't know if the FBI is going to use it, but I do know that MPD, some people over there at MPD looked at your video. I know that for a fact. Yeah, because I'm thinking now. I think that's where that came from. Supposedly, that message to ops in it was allegedly what um they said they in that video, that particular thing, but it's supposedly how on what they did to him. But I believe that the FBI is involved, and this is just my opinion. Nobody has told me this. I think that the FBI is involved because someone has given them tips on the disposition of what happened, to him after they did what they did to him. Hmm. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they come up with and who's involved. He said the FBI knows his killers got a whole lot more bodies, and with the car burning signature. Yeah, they set the car on fire because they wanted to burn their fingerprints and all of that on his vehicle. So I do know one of the investigators had said that they believe that he was um, abducted downtown where that phone was found at. They believe that that's how he ended up. How did he end up down there if that's the case? It says I sure looked up Justice for Dog video. That's how I know. Hmm. So do you all think that it was random, or do you all think that it was planned and somebody that he was familiar with? Mm. I don't know. Anybody want to call in? Call in. The number is up there. Don't wait till I get off and call, because I'm gonna be spooked by you. Well, I ain't gonna be spooked, but I ain't gonna answer. I don't answer that phone. I don't answer those numbers or look at them after I get off a live. 901-501-7975. So do you all think that they know that at this point it's been transferred, because they know what it's been transferred for some reason? And y'all, make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please hit the like button. I don't know, Sunday. I don't know. Let me see. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see something. Y'all hit the like button. Yeah, hold on.
Brother folk.
And it took about 8 years
You see what I'm
for them
saying?
to get Lorenzo Rice people.
And he was right up under our nose.
Mm-hmm.
So that had me, that what make me think of this case. Like when I talk to his little brother, me and Lou talk, that's all me and Lou be talking about. That's all we talk about. I remember Lorenzo used to come to our high school games and watch us play at Oak Haven. And her car insurance, and his car insurance at the same time. So maybe when he left, and good brother, nothing I can say bad about him. And if anyone knew him, there's nothing they can say bad about him.
Mm-hmm.
The way he carried himself, it spoke for itself. The way he carried himself spoke for itself.
Okay. Now, at the time that he went missing, you already said he didn't have any enemies. He was not into it with anyone. And in our conversations, you said he only, like, as far as his private life, he only kept like his immediate family around him. And at the
Yes,
time,
ma'am.
was he dating someone?
He was, what you talking about when he came up missing?
When he came up missing.
He was dating with Kayla Hunter.
Okay.
He was with her. They was put together like I said, I want to say they was together almost 2 to 3 years. They was together. They was together. So that's the one that he was with. But like I said, you know, he was a ladies' man. But him and Rakayla, they stayed together. She stayed in the house with him. When you saw Howard, you saw Rakayla. When you saw Howard, you saw Rakayla. Point blank, period. So for that day he came up missing, yeah, we'll get deeper into that conversation but yeah, he was dating somebody.
Okay. And so I want to clarify to the audience, Rakayla Hunter, the reason her name would sound familiar is because you all know that I've done a lot of vlogs on the Young Dogs case. And she just so happens to be the baby's mother of Straight Drop. And that was one of the young men that was actually convicted in the unaliving of Young Dolph. Okay. So that's why her name would sound familiar. Now, when talking about Rakayla, how did you feel about your brother and Rakayla's relationship?
Like when I first met her, like I said, when I first met her, when I first met her, it was okay. When I first met her, it was okay, but we didn't ever have no words or anything like that. But it was when I found out who her mother was. When I found out who her mother was, that's when I was like, okay, because I went to school with her mom. And I know about her mom. And I know the certain group of people and folks that her mom hung around. So I would kind of, when I found out who her mother was, I would kind of hesitant about the situation. As far as her and my brother talking, being together or whatnot. But like I said, when we first met, he introduced, hey, bro, this Rakayla, this is my brother. Hey, how you doing? Okay, cool. Wasn't no bad blood or anything about it. I didn't start feeling some type of way about her until I started finding out the things that I found out about her. So at first, like I said, it wasn't nothing bad about her at all. It was the after fact of what I knew after the situation behind my brother. Then when I found out who she was dealing with, you know, I knew that that's when when I saw the pictures on her Facebook of him and her, the Justin Johnson dude on the Facebook and all that. Then when we found out that my brother had let her use his vehicle, and one of a close friend of ours was actually going to 201 Poplar to visit someone, and a mix of them going down to visit who they was going to visit. That's when they end up seeing Rakayla Hunter down there visiting Justin Johnson, aka Straight Drop.
Okay, so she was visiting. He was in jail at the time, and she still had communication and was using, even though she was living with your brother, she was using your brother's vehicle to going to see Justin Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you said once you found out who her mother was, you was a little hesitant. Do you want to talk about why you was hesitant, or you don't have to if you don't want to?
I won't put the name, but I can say it. You know,
Okay. Okay.
her mother. We went to science school together. We went to Sherfield High School together. You know, and the crowd that her mother was hanging with was the crowd known to set people up and rob them, type stuff. So, you know, that's when I found out when I found out that there was her daughter. You know, I'm not saying that she's just like her mother. I'm not saying it, but when I found out who her mother was, I was telling my brother, hey, be careful with this situation. Because like I said, my brother had got locked up in 96, 97. 96, 97, my brother got locked up and he didn't come back home until 08, 09, 2008, 09. So he didn't know of her mother like I knew of her mother.
Mm-hmm.
So when I found out who she was, when she came over to my mother's house, when I found out who she was, I went, hey, just be careful. Not saying that at the time, not knowing it, not saying it, but I'm just giving him a background of this person because I know the person.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But she was one of those type of people though. She would set people up.
Okay. She would set people up for guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
To get robbed. Yes, ma'am.
To get robbed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so when your brother found out about,
I can't get past the
your
yes,
brother did
ma'am,
find
and
out
no
about
ma'am,
Rakayla
like I'm
going to
home.
see Straight Drop.
That I don't know. I honestly can't. I believe he did. I can't just say 100%. And the reason I'm gonna say I just can't say 100% because if he did know it was Justin, or if he did know that he was going to see her, I don't think they probably would have still been together. I don't think when if she did tell him, I don't think she betrayed it to him as if she was going to see her boyfriend or something. She probably told me, his cousin or something, or something, a family member or something. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't just see her saying, well, this is I went to go see another dude I was messing with. I can't see that being said. But what I can see is her saying that it was a friend or a family member or however the situation was. Because, like I said, at that time, then one of us know about Justin Johnson or AKA Straight. Then nobody know nothing about him at that present moment of time.
Okay. All right. Did you all find out after your brother went missing that she was affiliated some type of way with Trula Mafia?
Yes, ma'am. Through Facebook.
Okay.
Through her Facebook posts and her messages. That's how we end up seeing her and Justin Johnson on there. I saw her and Justin Johnson on Facebook with some guns and pictures and stuff. And when she made the post of her missing my brother and all that, at the bottom of the Facebook where you can make a comment, Justin Johnson made a post with the laughing emojis with fire and with a car, as if he had already knew what happened before it even came out. You see? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so he made, when she said that she missed your brother, and of course,
yes, ma'am.
She could have been saying that, she had
to cover
to say
herself.
That.
To cover herself.
Absolutely,
yes,
to cover herself. And so before it even came out that before your brother's car was ever even found on fire, Straight Drop posted fire and a car up under her post.
Yes, ma'am. Because how me and my mother, how we found out about the situation, my mother was at home with my father at the time, and my mother had called me. I was with my cousin. My mother had called me and told me to get home. I'm like, what's going on? And like I told you, I was hesitant to get there because I was on the run. I was running for like a year. So I was hesitant to get home. But when the detective got on the phone, the detective was like, man, we already know that you got this warrant, so we're not worrying about that. We need you to get to the house, son. So when I got to my mother's house, it was two undercover cars in her driveway. When I went in there, they said they found my brother's vehicle in Tipton County. So they found his vehicle in Tipton County in the field, burnt to crispies. He said that the detective said the hardest part of a male body to get rid of is his legs. So they said they raked the vehicle out and did all this there. They didn't find it in the vehicle. So we need a DNA sample from you, and we need a DNA sample from your mother. So they swabbed me and my mother, and they asked for clothes that my brother wore and shoes that he normally wore, and I gave that to the police officer, to the detective there.
Mm-hmm.
So then once they did that, that's when the whole family was going on Facebook, doing all that stuff there. That's when we end up seeing it on Facebook. And when we saw that on Facebook, we saw it. After that, she completely took it off. She blocked me. She blocked majority of everybody in our family that was friends with her before this incident took place. She blocked all of us on social media.
Oh, wow.
So so the night that he came up missing, I saw him. I talked to him. I'm sorry. I talked to him. He called me. Hey, if she called, till I came by to see you. Okay, which he never did. He never did come over to see me. So she called me, was like, hey, tell your brother, yeah, he came over here. We sat outside, chopped it up for a little minute, and he left. Oh, okay, I was just checking. Whoop the whoop. At 11 o'clock, she called. Hey, your brother ain't made it in. He'll be there. He probably is out. He'll be there. When she called me at 2:42 in the morning, I knew something. And what really made me...
Let me just say that's weird too. When he called his brother and said, if she called, tell her that I'm with you. Somebody could have had a weapon to his head making him say that. That was, you know what I mean? Somebody, I kind of believe now at this point that maybe somebody had a weapon to his head and made him call and say that. Because that makes her look innocent.
Know that is because of my little niece there. Like I told you, like my youngest niece, she stayed in Memphis, but at the time, my oldest little niece, they stayed in Florida. So she was down here for the summer. And there's one thing about my brother, he's not going to play when he comes to them kids. He's not going to play when he comes to them kids, and he's not going to play when he comes to my mom and daddy. So when that took place, that same night, what made me feel how I feel that same night is Kayla and my brother stayed together. They stayed in that house almost 2 years together. That night, right after she called me at 2:42 in the morning, let me know that he didn't come. That night, you see a black on black, some type of suburban Tahoe, some type of truck.
Mm-hmm. And y'all got this surveillance from the person across the street.
It was an elderly lady that stayed across the street from my brother. And thank God that she had cameras. That's how we end up seeing it. Mm-hmm. So she had cameras, and we went over and asked her, can we pull the footage up? That's how we was able to know what he had on that day that he came up missing, because of the lady who stayed across the street from my brother. So he went and asked her, can we pull the footage up of what was going on? She didn't, of course, she's an elderly lady. She didn't know who he was. She had a house full of dogs. Man, I ain't worried about the dogs. I'm just trying to see this camera. So she invited us in. We come in. The whole time, where Kayla is sitting outside on the porch, but she's nervous, she's fidgeting, she's constantly moving, like she getting up, walking in the house, getting up, walking in the house, getting
While
up,
y'all
walking in
looking
the
at
house.
the camera. While y'all was looking
Yes,
at the
ma'am.
camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Close to 3 o'clock, you see, like I said, I don't know if it was a Tahoe, Suburban, Yukon. I don't know what kind of vehicle it was. I just know it was a black on black truck. Couldn't see who was driving the truck, but the truck reversed in the yard. When the truck reversed in the yard, Kayla Hunter went in there and got everything that belonged to a woman. She packed everything up that belonged to her and left that same day.
Did she take
That same
anything
one.
that belonged to your brother?
She took the safe. The safe was gone when my mother and them went over there and trashed the house. She
Okay,
didn't
so
take his
she took
pistol.
your brother's safe.
Yes, ma'am. The pistol was when we went over there to take the bed apart. The gun was still up under the mattress, but the safe and the jewelry was gone. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wow. So, did she ever? So she never explained to you all. Well, did you all ever let her know that you all saw her on camera that night when your brother went missing, taking everything, as if she knew he wasn't coming back?
No, ma'am, because we didn't see the camera that same. We didn't see the camera that same night. So
Okay.
the next day, we went to Rakayla's house. When I told her, hey, I think you need to come and spend the night with me because we don't know what's going on. I did that to try to fill her out to see how she was as far as her movement, crying, or how she was feeling type stuff. So she spent the night at my mother's house. She said she couldn't sleep. Of course, none of us couldn't sleep. So she came in the living room, sitting there, crying, fake crying, or whatnot, however it may be. But the next day was her birthday. So someone came and picked her up and she was finna go get her hair done. And she said she was coming back. Once she got done getting her hair done, she never came back. So we couldn't even let her know that we knew she did anything because she never showed back. It's like that next day she vanished and just left. Haven't saw her, haven't none. She haven't reached out to my mama, haven't reached out to the family, none of it. God is my witness.
Oh, wow.
But for you to love this man and y'all been together almost 2-3 years, how can you just vanish like that?
Mm-hmm.
How can you just do that? Then to find out about her being in the Truly Mafia thing, then knowing that the streets talking, saying that this is not her first time setting people up, doing people like that, or however situation may be.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you something about your brother's van. The location that your brother, what was significant about the location where your brother's van was found at? What was suspicious about that?
About what?
The area that your brother's van was found in.
From what we heard, like I said, once again, the streets, where they found his vehicle at, they said that's a well-known area where the Truly Mafia people take people to when they do something to them type stuff. That's what the streets said. Like me personally, I'm not affiliated in no gang, so excuse me, because I'm not affiliated in no gang, so of course I do not know, but that's what the streets said.
Mm-hmm.
And for where they to find his vehicle, I don't know nobody that he know out there.
Okay,
I don't know.
I was looking at that. It was like around Moscow, close to Covington.
I don't know
all those areas. Yeah.
Yes, man. Yeah, I don't know nobody out there. I don't know nobody out there. And if he going, that's just me thinking. If he going somewhere like that, I wouldn't see him going somewhere that it ain't, well, it's not that far, but I can't see him going there by himself. Somebody would have been with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, And they
And you
didn't
spoke about
find.
when you saw your brother on the camera when he left home. You said your brother, whenever he stepped out, he was well put together, right?
Yes, ma'am. So that day he left the house, like I said, he had on white t-shirt, gym shorts, flip-flops. So wherever he was going, he was comfortable. And he was going there planning on coming back, because if he was finna be gone for a minute or a couple of hours or something, I promise you he wouldn't have had that on. He wouldn't have had what he had on when he left that house. So wherever he was going, he had to be going somewhere comfortable, somewhere where he knew about, and coming back. So my next thing is, maybe when he left, either they was parked on his street, and followed him, or when he left off the street, they followed him, and Ms. Hunter told them what kind of vehicle he was in.
Did he get any suspicious texts from anyone that day?
He got a text from Miss Michaela Hunter asking him did he have his gun on him.
Wow. And what did your brother say in the text?
He said, "No, why you ask?" And her exact words was, "Don't worry about it."
Oh wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So that's another strange thing. And like I say, that's why I go back and say, to me, it don't add up, because like I said, when me and him usually get into it, because when you see him, you see her. It'll be times where I'll call, "Hey, bro, let's step out, have a drink or something." This, okay, we meet up somewhere, and lo and behold, guess who with him? So it's kind of strange that you're not with him that day. Like my mother used to have to be at work at 6 a.m, and he'll come and pick my mama up, because one of us had to stay at home with my daddy. So, because my daddy at the time, before he went to the nursing home, he was at home. We were taking care of him. So he would come and pick my mother up at 6 a.m, and she would have her blanket and her cover and be laying in the back of that van. But you're not with him that day. Every other day we see you.
She's with him every single time.
Yes, ma'am. So that
Do
would
you know
make
if there
me
were any
feel.
problems?
But far as their
If they had
relationship,
started having problems in their relationship? Like, do you know if
No,
your brother
ma'am.
was still happy?
I know that he was saying he was gonna get back with his baby mama, with one of his youngest kid mother. But as far as them having arguments and problems now, he never came to me about their relationship problem. He just used to say, "Hey, bro, man, I'm thinking about getting back with my baby mama." But like I said, I'm not a rocket scientist, and I'm not just trying to bring her name up or bring his name up because that's what the streets or people are saying. This is an actual well-known fact that I know that. And that's the problem to, like I said, when you just played that little video, it kind of did something to me, hearing my mother's voice. It kind of did something to me. This a different type of
pain. This is taking a toll on your family, right?
This a different type of pain. It's a different type of feeling. Like I said, like I was telling you, so I tell the audience, like, it's 3 different type of pains. It's a mother with pain, and it's kids with pain, and it's a brother with pain. I never understand my mother's pain because my mother birthed him. I never understand my little niece in pain because that's their daddy. But my pain, that's my brother. And like I tell people, you have people out here that really, do care and love my brother. Really do. And foremost, if any of them people on here even listening, I owe them an apology, because the hardest thing that I ain't gonna say I hate because you don't supposed to use that word hate. I disagree with it sometimes when people ask me how I'm doing. You know, at the end, how you doing? You gotta tell them you're doing. I'm all right, but deep down inside, you ain't. Then you got the other type of pain where you got people that can go to cemeteries and visit their people. You got people that can see the cremation thing at their house. We don't have none of it. We don't have none of it until my mother had a stroke and a heart attack behind it. Like that's a problem. So you see that problem that there make you okay. That problem bring you anger. Yeah. Because for one, you don't want to see your mama go through that. For two, you don't want to see your little niece them go there. And for three, man, you try your best to, you know, the street code, don't get the police involved. Man, forget that. The police involved, when you get the police involved in the situation, it's like they forget about you. I can count on one hand how many times we can talk to them detectives. You call them, you leave them messages. They don't respond back.
Now, y'all heard him say that they had been calling the detectives and they were not responding back. So that is what prompted me to reach out to that division. And that's when I found out. I ended up speaking with the lieutenant, and the lieutenant was very apologetic. And he says that the investigator that had been on the case had retired almost 2 years prior. So I was like, well, who's been working the case? He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. We had not had the opportunity to assign the case to nobody. So the investigator left two years ago, and you had not assigned anybody to the man's case. This is why his family was not able to get in touch with anybody. So then they ended up assigning somebody the week after that. And when they assigned the person that was on it, this last person with MPD that was on it, he was like, prior to him getting the case, there had been like 22 other investigators or something on the case. Missing persons is a division that sergeants go to when they get ready to retire. They look at it as a gravy spot. They go over there. They don't have any intentions on doing any work. So that's why I was proud to hear that the case has been given to the FBI. Now, I don't know what's going on. And the reason I say that is because, you know, the FBI has the case now, but they have not said anything about homicides. But I mean, MPD homicides is not going to say anything because for some reason it has been upgraded to a federal case. So I don't know. Anyways, that was Howard Barnett's brother. And, you know, he was close to his brother. So that's very hard on him. And he said that's the second time he had ever did an interview. And it was really hard on him. So yeah, everything is allegedly. We're not saying that anybody that was named did anything because we don't know what happened. So I want to play a little bit more what his brother said, something else. Hold on, just a little bit more.
But they ask you, have you heard something as if they want you to do their job for them?
Right, as if you're supposed to do the investigative work.
Now, now. Don't get me wrong. If I don't care what you call it. If I hear anything about my brother, I'm going to say it, regardless of the fact. But at the same time, officer, you got to help us as well as you want us to help you.
Right.
And that be the man to just see my mama, man. To just see my mama. You know, that day, the actual day he came up missing, and his birthday, them the worst 2 days that I had to deal with because of my mama and my brother kids. Them the worst. I don't wish them 2 days on my worst enemy. Because them the days where it be like, God, give me strength.
Mm-hmm.
Give me strength for them. Man, to hear they cry, I physically can't feel their pain, but I mentally can. But to hear they cry, man, that hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt. It make you cry. It make you feel like you don't never pose the question God, but it make you be like, why him? And why? What did he ever do to somebody to deserve this? And forgive me, Lord, knock on wood, you have people out here that deserve to be in those situations, but they not. It happened to the good ones.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's what gets you. You walk around with this smile so big when you see everybody, you hug them, you smile, you tell them you all right, but when you go home and you're by yourself, it hits you different.
You do.
It hits you different. So I pray, I pray to God, I talk to him like, God, give me the strength.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't never want to. You want to find out who did it, but
And
there's a
that's what I was going to
saying.
ask you. Did you all ever get like any? Did you or your family ever get any anonymous calls from people, trying to give you all tips on your brother?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. That then got a phone call, a private number call. Hey, man, you looking for your brother? I took him somewhere. They got the best of him, and you ain't gonna find him. That's the only phone call we got. And told it to the detective. The detective, my mama told it to him. That's the only phone call we got. But as far as anonymous calls saying he there, no, ma'am. We haven't got
The
that.
person was able to get your phone number and
That's
privately
crazy.
call you. Mm-hmm.
And that to me, once they let me know, it's either somebody taunting me or it's somebody that in the circle, or what else can it be?
Mm-hmm.
What else
Why
can
do
it
you
be?
think that? We talked about I was just listening to you talk about how the young lady was on your brother like white on rice. In your mind, because I mean, you're well versed, and I could tell you were out in at least know about the streets. And when I say a street dude, see, I'm not a street person. I
Yes, ma'am.
don't know anything about the streets, but I
Yes,
could
ma'am.
tell that you would know about the streets. Why do you think that this young lady was on your brother like white on rice like that?
For what he had.
Mm-hmm.
For what he had. The material things and the financial things. For what he had. My brother took care of her.
Mm-hmm.
Let her drive his cars, all that. Took care of her. Like I said earlier, we wasn't in the streets like like crazy type stuff. It was like I told you when we had our personal talk. I think marijuana is not that bad. That's what I think. That's my opinion. But that's all it was. It wasn't nothing else. Wasn't nothing but some marijuana. And it wasn't like he got 100 pounds here, 100 pounds there. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all. So it was for the material things, the kind of cars he was driving and the money he had, and you don't have to work. I'm taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going on taking these nice little lavishing trips, going out of town. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Going to Vegas here, in Miami here, California here. So at that time, you know, then like I said, she was young. She was young. That was another thing too. She was young. And at the same time, she being young, and you letting her see too much.
Mm-hmm.
You letting her see something. If it ain't your wife, man, you don't supposed to let them see everything. And some of them you can't let see everything. They're being
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But she was just, I just didn't feel her, man. I just didn't. Once I found out of, like I said, once I found out about her after the fact, then it started coming up. Like I was telling you, it ain't this person saying it. It ain't that person saying it. You hearing this from well-known people that's in the street. I didn't know about no True Mafia. I didn't know nothing about this stuff there. You know, I'm from the old school. I know about GD, Vice Lord, stuff like that. I'm True Mafia. I don't know nothing about that. So to find out about that situation there and you start hearing things, then like I said, you know, to me, when she deactivated that Facebook page.
She deactivated her Facebook page or his?
No, my brother page still up.
Okay.
His page, see, a lot of people think his Facebook page is Howard Burnett. It's not Howard Burnett. I'll give you that name once we get off.
Okay.
I'll give you the name that is up under, but his page is still his page is still going on. But I'm gonna say, I know I can't send her no friend requests, and people in my family can't send them no friend requests. You get what I'm saying? So maybe somebody else probably can, but we can't send them none. So, but in my mind, I'm like, you did it for a reason. Because for one, I look at it, if you didn't have nothing to hide, if you don't have nothing to hide, why you don't come over? Why you stop coming over? Why you left that night? Why you didn't stay that same night in the house? That's what really got me in this black truck. Why you didn't stay that same night? You left that same night for what? And it just don't, like I said, I'm not a police officer. Not trying to be one, none of that. But certain moves and certain ways you move and certain things you do, it make you be suspect. And how she moved and the things that she did make you be suspect. If you go back to it, like I was telling you, if you go back to it one night, because my mother was on the news twice. My mother was on the news twice. It was my mother and my sister was on the news once by themselves. Then my sister, Kimberly Barnes, was on the news, and Rakayla. When the police asked her, I forgot. I mean, not the police one. The news person asked her something. How she said, "I just miss him," and how she hugged my mama. Man, I swear for God, man, y'all give me a lie to the test and ask me was that hug fake. I swear I passed it. It was fake as all that though. Mm-hmm. it was fake. Because if it was real, genuinely in love, no matter how many people painted this picture, said you did this and said you did that, and you know in your heart that you didn't do it, man, forget me, forget my other family members. There's only one family member should make you, that you should be like, hey man, forget what everybody else say. I'm finna make it right with this person. That's my mama. And you ain't did that damn time. That tell me something. That let me know something. Because if you so innocent and you feel as if you didn't, why you ghost my mama? Regardless of what the people said, you still got your 2 feet in your mouth where you can speak and have a conversation with this mother.
Mm-hmm.
To convince her or to make her feel as if, hey, Miss Burnett, Mom Betty, I ain't had nothing to do with this situation. You didn't fight. You ran. So by you running, that had me feeling as if you know something then to see, like I said, once again, see the post what the Justin Johnson dude did on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Up under your post.
As if he knew
You
what
see
had
what I'm
happened to
saying?
your brother. Yeah.
You posted like how would, and my thing is Justin Johnson truly mafia you too. She truly mafia. So okay then. Help me understand that. Now I'm gonna say this here. This my opinion. Now I already felt some type of way when she left the house that night. But seeing that post that Justin made on Facebook, that even made me feel more some type of way. That made me feel more some type of way. Then for the audacity for this young man to put a laughing emoji up under that junk, it's been taking me everything in my power. My family told me don't do it. Wherever they got Justin Johnson, I wanted to just go visit him and ask him some questions, but they told me don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I made a promise to my mama and my family. I'm not finna. There's a such thing called an eye for an eye. And bad as you want it, it ain't always good to have it. Bad as you want it, bad as I want somebody to feel the same way I feel, I don't want their family to go through what my family going through.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be selfish, but at the end of the day, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I don't wish this on nobody. And that's the thing. So for her to be that way, for your mama to be that way. Okay, if you didn't want to come around, your mama could have came around. Your mama didn't been over our house. Every year we have a thing for my brother. The day he came up missing, and for his birthday. His birthday February 3rd, 79, mine February 20th. We're 2 years apart. Every year we have something. Not one time you and your mama showed up. But you love it, man. Help me understand that. And now I feel a whole lot better. Nobody know that pain, man, just to go in there and check on your mom and she in there just crying, looking at his picture. Nobody know that pain. Nobody know that pain to see my little niece them go through that, to see my kids go through that. So yeah, make you mad. Make you mad, excuse my language, make you mad as hell.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be right if I wasn't mad or feel some type of way, it wouldn't be right.
That's right. That's your brother.
But at the same time, it's like somebody knows something. To me, this case been going, this missing thing been going on for so long, man. This kind of remind me of the Lorenzo Wright case. For real.
Yes, it do.
To be honest with you. And me and his little brother best friend, me and Lou Wright best friend, we played basketball together. Okay, shout out to my partner Lou Wright. For real, for real.
Yeah. I covered that too.
That remind me. It remind me of that. That remind me of that, man. To see my mama go through that. Then, you know, for my dad, so people, you know, probably might be asking, well, what about it for my dad going through the situation? My dad went in before my brother came up missing. My dad went in to go have a quadruple bypass surgery. In the midst of my dad having that quadruple bypass surgery, he had a stroke. So the stroke took his speech from him and paralyzed his right side. My dad is diabetic. So a couple years ago, my dad had to get his leg cut off, his right leg cut off. And Lord, if my witness, here it is today, my mama on the train heading home because they put him on the chopping board to cut his other leg off. So imagine what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, can a person just, like, man, you can get in this brain of mine and just, but like I said, I gotta smile. I gotta smile, man. But behind this smile, there's a whole lot of tears and a whole lot of anger. But you gotta be able to cope with it because you got that left and right side. The devil is busy. The devil trying to tell you go out here and crash out.
Yeah.
But if I crash out, what I gain?
Nothing.
I don't gain nothing. I lose. My mama lose some more. My kids lose. And here it is, my little niece them lose some more. So what you expect? Well, it's a hard pill. It's a hard pill, man.
It is. It's a hard pill. Let me ask you something.
Yes,
I know you might have touched on it a little bit. Tell me, what do you think happened when your brother left that house that day?
Honest to God, what my thoughts here, what I believe and what I think, like I said, by what he just had on. By what he just had on alone, he was comfortable. Hey neighbors, how y'all doing? Y'all all right? Yeah. What he had on, he was comfortable. He was comfortable. And his plans was to come back. So once again, like I said, in my mind, I think either somebody was on that street and saw him when he pulled off and they trailed him, followed him or however, or when he pulled off from that street, they probably would park somewhere else along in the neighborhood where they was at. And they got behind him and followed him. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I got the private phone call, stated, well, it was two dudes that jumped out on him. The two dudes that jumped out on him, he ended up tussling back with them two dudes. So when the third dude jumped out on him, that's when they had the upper hand on him, and they threw him in the back of the van. So,
wow.
You know, that's what I'm saying, because like I said, I can't see a person in a vehicle. I'm driving, and along the way somebody hop out on me. I'm finna hit the gas. I'm finna get on down. So that's why I said that somebody had to follow him and saw him get out. And when they saw him get out, that's when, okay, let's run up on him. And they saw that he wasn't going, and they got the best on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Do you all know of any other than the safe? Do you all know of any other things significant that went missing that was your brother's?
The jewelry. The jewelry gone. The jewelry and safe were gone that day.
Okay, so the jewelry that was at his house,
Yes, ma'am.
she took that too.
She had to.
Mm-hmm.
She had to. I'm gonna think he's he don't take his earrings out, so he them earrings stayed in his ear 24/7. So they whoever be they got them earrings out his ear themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But the jewelry and stuff, and like I was telling you, I ain't ashamed to say it. There was some marijuana that had came, but we end up confiscating what little that she still had left of the marijuana because she tried to lie and say that didn't none come.
Mm-hmm. So the marijuana came after your brother went missing?
The marijuana had came. She was trying to say it wasn't there because the associate that we were dealing with called and said, hey, the bomb hit, so she couldn't say that it didn't come. The marijuana had came. Mm-hmm. So when we went to the house, she called trying to say that it ain't no marijuana. It ain't none. But the whole time it was there, so when we kept on grilling her at her folks' house, she finally came on up and gave it to her. But it wasn't the amount that had came. It was less than what came.
So they basically robbed him. Basically, he had gotten marijuana. Was this a big thing of marijuana?
They didn't. Now, for the robber part, she robbed for the marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
She robbed for the marijuana.
And the safe and the jewelry.
Yeah. Now I know he had some money on him. How much money he had on him, I don't know. I can't tell you that. Because like I said, we used to get on him about walking around carrying all these thousands and thousands of dollars on him, which he had stopped doing it. So even that day, like when he had them gym shorts on, I couldn't see him having a lot of money on him. But when we went to the house, like I said, when my mama and them went to the house, my mama and auntie went to the house, the safe and the jewelry was gone. The only thing was there was the gun, and the gun was up under the bed. But everything else was gone. So basically, when it was time to move the stuff out the house, it was his furniture and his clothes there.
And why would the gun be up under the bed? And then she asked him if she had it. He probably didn't have a gun because he couldn't find it. It was hid, probably. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. We leave that to the FBI. So based on what his brother said, what do you all think? Just based on what his brother said, what do y'all think? And the lines are open. Y'all can call in and say what y'all think. It's 100. It's about 100 of y'all on here. Call in. Okay. I got the lines open. Don't call in after I get off live because I don't want to talk to you. Hello?
Hey, Pamela, how you doing?
I'm great. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you for asking. I hope you enjoyed your birthday.
I did.
That's good. Look, I just wanted to speak on something right fast. When Justice for Dog had asked you about the person using his ID when they had got pulled over, I was thinking, and then you commented on it. I was thinking like if you spoke with the detectives or whatever to get them to try to pull that video and use that person as a person of interest, because evidently for you to use his name and stuff, he must be unavailable to whereas you using his name and stuff. So that person may have know about what happened to him.
I absolutely agree. Because they had 2 counts of evading arrest and 2 counts of something else, and they put out a warrant for his arrest. When they're saying that this happened in November of 2017, he went missing in July. So somebody was definitely they was using something of his. They gave his name or something. Something happened.
Yeah. And for them to be that person to be using his name, evidently they knew again he's unavailable. So then they probably know where his whereabouts were for them to be using his name. So they probably ought to, blast that person's identity, and get them as a person of interest. And they may find out a whole lot more.
Yeah, I think it would be a good. I don't know how long they've been. I think they've been having to keep those cameras, their cameras on them now for a while, because that was like almost 10 years ago, wearing their body footage. But that would be interesting to know. But the case, and maybe that's something the FBI has done, because the case is the last time I talked to the investigator that was on the case, I was real mad, because he was talking about a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I worked for MPD forever, so I know they'll try to brush you off. So then he was like, well, he had a warrant, and he was saying, I believe he said Rakayla or somebody, his girlfriend, was saying that he could have possibly went on a run or something like that because he had a warrant. I said, now let's just be honest. What man do you know is going to go on the run for a misdemeanor warrant? So then I was thinking one day, I was like, dog, I know the folks in Fugitive. Let me call down there. And I talked with one of the young men in Fugitive. He was like, he don't have a warrant. I said, he don't have a warrant. He said, no. I said, so did they just kind of throw the warrant out because he's missing? He said he didn't have a warrant when he was missing. And so I'm looking at this tonight. The man is telling the truth. The warrant was recalled because he got it taken care of before he even went missing.
Yeah. And I feel like Howard's brother said, when I saw that news interview with that young lady on there, I was like, I bet she got something to do with it, because it just seems so. It seems fake, just like his brother said. It seemed so fake. It was not. It was not genuine, and you could just see all through. You could see guilt all on her face.
Yeah, I saw guilt too. Yeah, I definitely saw guilt too, and I kind of believe that Straight Drop was out. I kind of believe that he was out, but then Howard's brother spoke about his brother went to jail in 1997 or something like that. Howard did 12 years because a guy had told on him, right? And he said his brother told him that when he got out, because he used to, for some reason, he used to party with Rakayla's mother a lot. You see Howard on pictures with Rakayla's mother a lot at the clubs and stuff. And so Howard's brother said in that interview that his brother said to him, hey, bro, I went over to Rakayla's mom's house, and the dude that snitched on me, that testified against me, was sitting up at her house. And she claimed that she didn't know that he was the guy that had sent me to jail. So that's weird.
Yeah. And then, like you said, in a couple of interviews back in the past, she's Cheryl Wright 2.0, because again, why she should be locked up. She should, even if they didn't lock her up, she still should be being investigated. Now, hopefully she is, but if she's not, it's probably one of them things where she's probably seeing somebody on the force or whatever, whatnot.
Well, the FBI got it now. The FBI got it, and I do believe that somebody is talking, because from my understanding, somebody may have mentioned the manner of the way that of what happened to him, which if it's true, I think that all them motherfuckers, excuse my French, should get the motherfucking death penalty. And I'm not gonna repeat what I was told, because I'm just happy the FBI got the case. But
Yeah.
somebody is saying something, and evidently it must be some type of credibility. That's why I said that I wouldn't be surprised of what they haven't found out. They probably just trying to get enough evidence to do some indictments. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't been led to remains or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised. But if this is true of the manner of what they did to him, I mean, it's just evil.
Right, exactly. Evil folks in this world. But yeah, but I just wanted to call in and touch base on it just in case somebody else want to call in. But yeah, I hope that they can be able to retrieve that video, even though I know it's been almost 10 years. I hope that they can retrieve that video and find that person and make them a person of interest to maybe get some information out of them, because you're not just using somebody's identity if you're not knowing what they were about. You ain't just pop up with that name or nothing like that. It's something else to them.
I agree. I think it'll come out soon. That's why I said, I don't know. I don't know if it was straight drop, but I don't. I just believe though, whatever happened to him, it lies in the world of them women and the men around them women. So, and I believe the FBI is going to get to somebody has told the FBI something. And I mean, the good thing about them is they ain't going to spare none. They're going to take them all down.
Okay. and the due justice needs to be served.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to get back in the chat.
All right. Thank you. I forgot to ask her who she was in the chat, but shout out to her for calling in. If anybody else want to call in, you all could call in. The number is 901-501-7975. 901-501-7975. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I told y'all this. I said I used to work in Crime Stoppers. I worked in Crime Stoppers for about 5 years. And during the time that I was working in Crime Stoppers, when we used to answer them phones, every case that was solved was always solved by people who especially those cold cases who had either gone to jail, always people within the camp, somebody around the camp, of the people, they would always call in. And, I remember I used to get some calls. That's why I say Crime Stoppers does what it's supposed to do. It is anonymous. Okay. It is anonymous. We were never allowed to ask the names, but I remember this one time a guy called and he said he knew about a robbery. And then he was like, so how much would I get, if I was to give you our information on a robbery? I think at that time, an aggravated robbery was like $800 or $900. And so then he was like, I don't know. And then he was like, well, you know what, F that. Because they would be like, oh no, that's my cousin, that's my partner. I remember one time this old lady called and she flat foot solved a murder. She was sitting and she was like, I bust this thing wide open. I busted wide open. I mean, she was sitting in with her window open in her bedroom and heard her grandson's friends standing out on the porch talking about a murder. At the time, I don't mean no harm. The investigator was Sergeant Thompson over in homicides. He wasn't gonna solve no cases. Okay, he just wasn't gonna do it. And I like Sergeant Thompson, but he wasn't solving no cases. That lady told him everything. That's the only reason he got that case solved. She was sitting with her bedroom window open and listening to them from A to Z tell what they had did in that murder, and she called Crime Stoppers and told it and solved the case because he didn't have no tips, and he wasn't trying to get out there and get no tips either. He wasn't gonna do it. Okay, so then after I took the tip and took it over there to him, I believe at the time it was Lieutenant Norris made his ass look further into it. He came and he was like, that was a good tip. That was a good tip. That was a good, because he had, shout out to Sergeant Thompson. I don't know if he's still alive or not, child, but he won't do nothing. He didn't solve no cases. They sure owe both of us about a house each. But you know what? I gotta give it up. I have to say, like Justice for Dolph, like you and True Results and people like that, you all have done the most, because I was sitting here on live, and this is the God's truth. I was sitting here on live. I interviewed Howard's brother, of course, but I was sitting here. Y'all know I was sitting here on live, and the Colonel, my friend, one of my closest friends, called, and he don't even work in missing persons. He out there at the East Precinct, and he was like, y'all was listening to me. He was like, send me that video that you was talking about, and let me look at it. And then it seems like things kind of, and that was your video, Justice for Dolph. And so then the next thing he said to me, he was like, yeah, I looked into that, and Howard got that van from the auction. That van that he got from the auction, the police auction. And he says some more stuff, and then now all I know is the FBI has it. So it's shout out to you all for the research. Y'all did way more research than me. I talked about it, but you all have done a lot of research and put a lot of information out there as it relates to that. And I just think that you all's research and stuff gave me the material to talk about it. Okay. I don't like to take a lot of credit for something that I didn't, especially when there were people that did the legwork, like you, Justice for Dolph, and True Results, even though Uglass Onan, you all did a lot of the legwork, even though, I can't stand the ground Onan walks on. Y'all did a lot. Y'all laid the foundation for this to happen. And it was because of that I took interest in it, because I was on my way home from work one day, and something came to me, was like, now is the time that, why don't I do, and I got home and I immediately started trying to find Howard Barnett's family. And I kept calling his mom, and I didn't get no response. And finally I called a number, and his brother answered the phone, was like, yeah, who is this? And he was like, he was in shock. He was like, nobody got this number. I just got this number. He was like, so, because he gave me like the third degree, he was like, I don't trust you because I just got this number. Like, nobody got this number. How you get it? And so, but he finally calmed down and started talking to me. It seemed like, he talked to me for hours when he finally calmed down. And hey, I think God knew that this was just in the making, right? For it's there is no perfect crime. He said, without you, they would still think we're lunatics. There is no perfect crime. And so it's going to be interesting to see how this ends up. I just know in order for the FBI to be involved, one or two things happen. Somebody has given credible information about a body being taken over state line, or it was a gang or criminal organization that was involved in doing this to him, or both. So either way it goes, I do want to see justice, and I don't want to see nobody spared. I don't want to see nobody spared. If I had to guess, I think if I had to guess on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say I can confidently say with a 9.5 that somebody that knows what happened is talking to the FBI. I mean, if I had to, I would confidently say 9.5 that somebody that knows is telling the FBI about what happened. I'm talking about that knows details, that knows that was could have been there or was there around the people after they did it. That. So that's why I say it's gonna be interesting. Because I believe this is just what I believe. I do believe that there have been some details put out there to the authorities about what happened to him, and only people that was close would know that. Hold on. Real talk with Tamara.
Hey, Tamara, one more thing. Is there a way you can look up to see if any tickets been written lately, over the couple of the past years, in Howard Burnet's name? Maybe maybe someone else has used his identity again and may have gotten pulled over.
Yeah, there is a way to look it up. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that can be looked up on the city website. You're right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, check into that.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I want. I'm back in the chat.
All right. That's a good idea right there. To see if somebody's using his identity. So, yeah. So it'll be interesting. Like I said, I don't know if it's straight drop, but I do believe that whatever happened to him, hey, I don't know, it could have been anything. I don't know why I'm just kind of stuck on though. Whatever happened to him lies in the world of those women that he was around. The lies in the world of those men that were around the women that he was around. I could be wrong, but normally I'm never too far off. And I think that they should meet the same what's the word that I'm looking for? The same demise as those men, whoever those men were that did this to him. You can't just do that to somebody's child, okay? And they do him like they're saying that they did him, and go back to living your life like he never existed. That was somebody's child. Howard's mother gave birth to him. How can you just live your life? And this was a man that was around you. I'm talking about just anybody all of the time. And you saw him, and he was good to a lot of these people. And um, how could you know something and not say anything unless you're guilty? Thank you, Miss Donna, for the 10 floating hearts. Thank you. So hopefully, if we ever, we talk about his case again, it will be because everything is all over the news. God is a just God. God is a just God. Yeah, God is a just God. So whatever a person sows, they have to reap. You know, they treated the boy like he was just disposable, like he was some tissue paper. Okay, so he missing and we just move on. That's evil. Oh, but I sure got a lot of confidence in the alphabet boys, and I love it when they enter the picture. And they only enter when there's something substantial. They vet every tip, they vet everything. It has to be something substantial. So, like I said, there is no perfect crime. Somebody gonna always roll over and tell something. And so everybody that stayed quiet is because they're all equally guilty. Yep. I mean, the lines are still open. If you all want to call in, y'all can call in. I can't believe I'm on the phone this late. I mean, not on the phone, but on the computer this late. And I ain't sleepy. That's because I didn't eat none of that pasta. I ain't fixed the pasta. I only ate some of that fish, and it wasn't heavy on my stomach. And I'm out of school for right now. So I don't have no homework. School don't start back until the end of the month. And it's my last semester. The fall semester is my last semester. I thought about taking um a class in the spring and taking 2 classes and then taking one of them in the spring, so I won't be so stressed out. I guess I could still do that, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess if it ain't stress, I don't feel right. Um, yeah. So, does everybody know how Howard Barnett looks? Let's see. Let's see if we can find Howard. Let's see. Hold on, you all. Let's see.
Don't eat ever since he been down. Like I said, this is just not him. Everybody know that. That's the killing part about it. I'm pleading for the whole world. Somebody got to know something. I haven't been able to sleep nor eat ever since he been gone. Like I said, this is just not him. Everybody know that. That's the killing part about it. I'm pleading for the whole world. Somebody got to know something.
That was Kayla hugging his mama. Mm. Justice for Howard Barnett. Justice for Howard. I did a little video that I had posted. Let me see. I'm gonna let you all see it. Y'all know I've been on my AI stuff. I was trying to get his face exactly like Howard's. I got the clothes exactly like Howard's, but I wasn't able to get the face exactly like Howard's. I couldn't find no videos with his voice on it.
My name is Howard Barnett. I went missing July 2017. It's time for justice to be served.
Y'all heard what he said. It's time for justice to be served. And I do believe that it will be soon. You got the boys on the case, and somebody that knows is talking. So we just let God do what God does, and hopefully everybody that was involved, that even the people that didn't say anything, how could you know and not say nothing? But whoever it is that's talking, we pray that God continuously use them, whoever they are. Anyways, y'all. Oh, yeah, I was trying to pull up a video of Howard. Hold on, y'all. Because there is a video of the real him. Hold on. Hold on, you all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I was looking for a video of Howard. Hold on, y'all. Um, I don't know why I can't find it. I can't find it. Yeah, it do. Justice for Dow. Thank you, Miss Gotta Love Me. Yeah, we're gonna and let's pray. I know a lot of people don't like law enforcement, but let's pray for the FBI. We don't know what is going on with that, but whoever it is that is on the FBI that's working on Howard's case, we pray for them. We pray for God um to bring everything home, and whoever it is that is behind what happened to him, whoever the person or the people are that is sharing information now. Usually after 9 and 10 years, people that wouldn't talk start talking because whatever they was fearful of, they're no longer fearful of. Okay. Um, it always happens like that. So just pray for God to continuously use whoever it is that has decided to help the FBI out, and for whoever the men and women are that's working this case, for God to give them eyes to see, ears to hear, and to get justice for Howard Barnett and his family. Yeah. Yeah, I have not seen the truth up in my chat in a long time. I guess Quet must been on call him and they back friends because he don't hang out in my chat no more when him and Quet friends. So I guess him and Quet then got back to be friends because he don't come into my chat no more. Yeah, y'all touch and agree on this. God says with 2 or 3 agree, he'll be in the midst. So we're agreeing on justice for Howard Barnett. Yep, I ain't seen the truth in my chat in about a month. Anyway, you guys, listen. I want you all to please like, share, and subscribe. I got to get off of here. I just thought about, I was like, dog, I got to be out early in the morning on the investigation. So I got to be out real early. And then I got to be in court for the rest of the day. So I appreciate y'all tuning in with me tonight. Shout out to Justice for Dow for all of the good work that he does. And everybody else that has spoken about this case and laid the foundation and did the investigative work. and put it out there for people like myself to want to talk about, because he does deserve justice just like anybody else's child, that's missing. May God shed light on all of these cases and let the FBI take an interest in a lot of the other state cases or cases that were one state, just as they have with Howard Barnett. So we just bless God for that. At least now we know he's getting some traction. So my favorite verse is, one of my favorites is, be not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that's just what he's going to reap. And it's reaping season for a lot of evil people. Listen, you guys, I got to get off of here because I got to be out in these streets in the morning. But I want you all to please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can hit up the Cash App $ Real Talk with Tamara. Thank you, KBF. $ Real Talk with Tamara is the Cash App. Let me put it back up. And if you all want to support the channel, you all could do that or hit the super thanks. Listen, I'm going to say a prayer. Most gracious Father, we come to you in the name of Jesus. First, God, we ask that you forgive us of all of our sins, all the seen and unseen, all the known and unknown. Heavenly Father, everything that we've spoken out into the atmosphere, we agree on as it relates to justice for Howard Barnett. You says that where 2 or 3 agree, you would be in the midst, God. And so we come into agreement for his family to finally get peace, for his daughters to know what happened to him, and for his soul to rest wherever he is, God, in the name of Jesus, and for justice to be brought to each and every person that was involved in this young man's demise and interrupted his life. Father God, we just thank you right now for protection. We know that evil eyes watch and evil things go through their minds, God. But God, you said, touch not my anointed ones and do my prophets no harm. They got to know that when they look at the messenger, God, that I am protected, and each and everybody that speaks of justice is protected, and I am the wrong one to think twice about, in the name of Jesus, because I stand not alone, but I stand with an army as well as the true living God. In the name of Jesus, I don't just talk about things to just talk about them. I have an army that backs me, Lord, in the name of Jesus, that they can't see, but they will know about, okay, if they get scared enough to try and see, in the name of Jesus. Any evil eyes, any evil curses, any witches, any spells, anything that was spoken out on this live, God, that was not of you, any lurkers, any bush members, any jealousy, we reverse the curse and send it back to the sender, and may it manifest in their very own lives in less than 30 days. I love you all. It has been a great pleasure being on here with you all tonight. I'll talk with you later.